All of the following was done on a regular 16mm scanner with widened gate. A tiny bit is missing on the right hand side. This is the gorgeous Eastman EXR 50D color negative, long expired. I compensated by rating it at 20 ISO. It showed a shift towards magenta, which has been color corrected. In this footage you can see a base scratch on the right hand side, very likely caused by the guide piece between the sprocket and the gate. I polished it meanwhile. This shot is skewed because I shot this roll with a Zenitar 16 fisheye lens. The stock viewfinder doesn't show the added 20% Super 16 image on the right hand side, so the exact framing is harder to achieve, but it's just a matter of practice. In this shot, you can see that my K3 runs a little too fast, resulting in slight slow motion, and of course you also lose some light. I'm planning on making a video about calibrating the frame rate. The orange colored light flashes at start and end of shots are caused by light leaking through the footage counter. I sealed it completely with black tape, no more light leaks now. For this shot, I ran around with my Sekonic incidental light meter. The shadows came out underexposed. In the future I will also use a light meter app in my cell phone for fast spot metering. This shot was exposed for the shadows and it turned out nicely, even though I probably lost almost a third stop due to the slightly higher frame rate. Look at the bottom left. You can see by the tiny gate hairs that the registration is not too bad. Don't forget that you can only really judge this in an open scan showing sprocket holes and frame lines. All in all, I'm pleased with my K3. And the old Eastman EXR 50D film stock looks fantastic, even though it lost some sharpness, sensitivity, and it has more visible grain now, plus the aforementioned magenta shift. Here is a shot where I went too far to the right because of the stock 4x3 viewfinder. I should have rehearsed it some more to avoid unwanted negative space on the right. The pastry does look delicious on film though. Just look at the colors and texture in this shot, absolutely stunning. This was all shot in Lisbon, Portugal. This is the old Ektachrome 100D reversal, about 6-7 years expired at the time. I rated it at the normal 100 ISO to avoid blowing the highlights. In this shot I messed up the focus, as you can see. This is the Zenitar 16 fisheye again, and prime lenses are usually harder to focus by eye since you can't zoom in to narrow down your depth of field. In a narrative film, you should always tape measure if possible. Now I switch to the stock Meteor zoom lens. Focus is fine. The colors are surprisingly much warmer. The old Ektachrome 100D has lovely blues, greens and skin tones, but like all reversal film stocks, it has a narrow latitude. Not much shadow detail and highlights blow easily. As far as I know, the new Ektachrome 100D performs better. I took my time to focus and actually did follow focus by hand, just memorizing the position of the focus ring. Live concerts are great to learn how to think ahead. Make up your mind about framing on the fly and follow through. Here I already composed for the 16:9 frame, leaving some headroom top and bottom. You can see here again unwanted details on the right hand side because the stock viewfinder doesn't show you the extended side on the right. Here you can see white light flickering on the right hand side. This was very likely caused by the film being very curled towards the end, pushing against the pressure plate. The modified Super 16 gate doesn't provide any support rail on the extended side. The flicker only occurred this once. Here is a nighttime shot on expired Kodak Vision 500T negative. Of course it became grainier and lost sensitivity. I shot all open at f1.9, which was just fine for the mostly LED stage lighting. It turned out a bit on the blue side, judging by the skin tones, since most LED lights have a daylight temperature. This could be color corrected, but I like the way this turned out. The stock Meteor zoom lens shows chromatic aberration at the sides, since it's all open. Still, I'm very pleased with the results. This was correctly hand processed, so the ramjet backing could be scrubbed off. Here is the same film stock, machine processed. The ramjet became sticky and couldn't be totally scrubbed off by processing. It's also very grainy. Here, the choir leader went out of focus and back again. I saw the exact same thing in the viewfinder, which is good news. This is the Kodak Tri-X black and white film stock. I filmed 1940-ish looking buildings in Lisbon, Portugal. I wanted to find out if I can get that classic film noir look. I like the Tri-X a lot. It's just a bit too grainy in the darker grays. I overcranked all shots to smooth out camera shake. Tripods are forbidden in public spaces. This causes heavy vertical jitter and in my case deep scratches on the extended side. I will take out the gate and polish it thoroughly. And of course I'm planning on making a video about it. The vertical jitter can be successfully stabilized in post, but I will try out mechanical stabilization next time. These black and white shots were all done with the Zenitar 16 lens. Here you can see that the Tri-X is a very crisp film stock, rendering a lot of detail. This is of course single frame time-lapse. I triggered by hand twice each second. Metronome app on your cell phone will be an accurate guide. Twice a second corresponds to 120 beats per minute. The K3 shakes a bit at single frame triggering, so it needs to be locked down to a tripod very firmly. The registration is all over the place. Here is the footage, stabilized, cleaned up and color corrected. This was hand processed, expired Fuji Super-F 160D negative. A very nice film stock. Next time I try the slowest frame rate to see if I can trigger just one frame at a time and get more motion blur. Anyway, I am very pleased with the results. I had to find out some things the hard way, and I'm sharing my experience so you don't have to. Thanks for watching.